Okay, so I wasn't going to do a match reaction today because I was already on the podcast, the Footy Fantasy podcast, and I said my mind there. But I decided to do one because, I was on the pod and those men are haters and they were making funny noises when I was talking. So I feel like my message got lost in the podcast, but that's fine. They have started calling me Malcolm J, a play on Malcolm X, because apparently Arsenal has turned me into a motivational speaker, which is fine. So let's motivate. Okay, so today we lost to Brighton 3-0 at home. It was like a very lackluster display. It was unexpected for me. Everyone's going to say, well, Brighton plays really well and blah, blah, blah. But, and maybe I should have anticipated that they would give us trouble at home, but I didn't. I thought we would be able to handle Brighton at home. But yeah, I think they were the sharper team. They came with, they had an agenda. Their agenda is to try to finish up even higher than where they are currently. And I think they will make Europe. I think they have so many games in hand. All they need to do is win a couple, and then they should finish ahead of Spurs and Aston Villa. So kudos to them. But for us, our season is effectively over. And I know I've been preaching mathematics, let's wait for the maths to line up, blah, blah, blah. But, we lose this game and then we put, the onus is on City to not lose, or to lose 3 games. We need City to lose all 3 games. They're not going to lose all 3 games. They're not going to lose to Chelsea at home this weekend. And so no matter what we do, it's kind of out of our hands. Okay, so now that the season is over, we need to really think hey, are we just going to sit back and let these men laugh at us? These men are just happy. Okay, these other players, supporters of other teams, they're very happy. They're relieved. The reason they're happy is because they're relieved that after all the time we spent on the top of the table, we are not winning anything. They were scared for a long period of time. Probably scared up until we lost to City. I think that was the time where they all breathed a sigh of relief. Once we lost that game, they're all like, now we can start. And they've been going in on us relentlessly. Some fans, like Manchester United fans, are even talking, even though they are in literally the same boat. Not in the same boat, to be fair. I think at some point Manchester United was not too far away from us. There were talks of them finishing second, and now they're top 4 right now. But they're a game in hand. Well, they will be tomorrow, and there will probably be a point. I really think Liverpool will close that gap. Liverpool is putting pressure on them. I think Liverpool has a better chance of, surpassing United than we ever had a chance of surpassing City, just because United are liable to drop points. So those men should be less excited and you should be worried about their team. But no, they're here talking about us, and they have been for a long time. But it's okay. Like I said, it's because they are relieved. So ignore them. And let's put... I love context. I have loved context for a while. As an Arsenal fan, you kind of have to like context. As a sports fan, you have to develop the mentality, or you have to develop the ability to put things into context. Did we choke? The answer is yes. I said the same thing last season. We choked at the end of the season, where we lost to Spurs, lost to Newcastle, and couldn't close out top 4. Someone on Twitter said, well, once a choker, always a choker. So basically they're calling Arteta a choker, thinking that when the pressure comes to it, he can't pull it off. Now, I still think we don't have enough body of work to call Arteta a choker. I think Arteta has a great mind. Let's start there. Arteta is a great mind. He is a great tactician. He has a good eye for talent. And he's building a team. I'm telling you, nobody expected Arsenal to be here. And that's where I'm going to come to. Yes, we choked. You want to call it the bottling company. I think some people are even buying bottles. They want to put stickers around the bottles to say Arsenal Bottling Company, because we topped the league for, it may even be up to 93% of the time. They said this is a record. It's an unbelievable record to have. It's a very sad record to own. To top this league for that length of time and come away with nothing is painful. But the flip side is that nobody expected us to be there. Nobody expected us to be at the top of the table for any length of time. Nobody predicted us to be there. So let's start there. How can we fault Arteta for getting us to that point, and then, we don't praise him for that? but we want to criticize him for bottling it. You know, so I think we have to temper these things. We have to be careful with what we're saying. We definitely overachieved. These young men have done so well, and that's why I don't want to get lost in this season. We're talking about players like Ramsdale. Today was his birthday. Ramsdale turned 25. In goalkeeper years, that's a child. He has not hit his peak. Saka is 21. Odegaard is 24. Ben White, if he's not 24, he's 25. Gabriel is 25. Martinelli is 21 or 22. I think he may be 21. Jesus is 26. Zinchenko is 26 or 25. These players are in their mid-20s, early to mid-20s. Saliba is 21. These players have nowhere else to go but up. Like, anyone who's thinking that this is a season where we've kind of hit our ceiling, they sound insane to me. Like, there's no evidence to show that these group of players, our core, has hit a ceiling when they haven't hit their peak and they're playing this well. So let's start there. You overachieve for a season. You haven't hit your peak. What does that mean? It means that we are gaining experience. This experience is invaluable. Yes, the only players that have experienced this before are Jesus and Zinchenko, but we brought them in for a reason. We brought them in to shore up our team. And we're not done doing that. We're not done shoring up our team, because guess what? You need to also have a second team to compete convincingly in this league, because people are going to fall. Like we've seen. We saw Saliba go down. You didn't have a viable replacement for him, and we saw what happened with that. Partey, I would say he nosedived off the cliff. They say it's around Liverpool. I saw it better because I didn't watch the Liverpool game. But around the game before City, it was just like years of all the injuries on an old body accumulating, and then you can see that sometimes players drop off the cliff. They nosedive off the cliff, and that's what happened with him. I don't think it's a time thing. I think it's a cliff thing. I think he needs to be replaced. Things like that. So we're going to have to turn over this team. We have time. We have nothing but time because these men are young. So how can this experience be bad? I think it's only positive. I think they can learn from it. I think they can turn it into fuel. I think they can grow, and next season show up and continue. We need to focus on ourselves. Manchester City is a different animal. Even though I think Pep is staying in our league to win the Champions League and then maybe he will leave, I can't guarantee that. I think he's comfortable in England. I think he's addicted to England. And this guy is going on 7 years, maybe 7 or 8. He's never spent any length of time like this in any other league. I don't think he's leaving. So we're going to have to learn how to deal with him. And the only way to deal with him is by focusing on our team, improving our squad. They're going to improve their squad. They're always going to spend. They're always going to, they're going to anticipate the need to turn over Kevin De Bruyne before Kevin De Bruyne falls off. The things like that. So we can only focus on our team. I think the boys, as much as you want to shake them and say, hey, you guys, you choked. No, it's more complex than that. It's not that simple. They have to learn how to not choke. They have to be given time to develop that mentality, that strength. And they will. Everyone's afraid that, hey, they're comparing us to Liverpool. Are we going to be the Brendan Rodgers Liverpool that, finished up high, fell short, and then fell off? Or the Klopp Liverpool that went head to head with City, fell off, and then came back the next year? I just don't know why we can't be that one. I don't see any reason to think that Brendan Rodgers and Arteta are the same type of player. I don't think we have enough body of work from Arteta to say that. So guys, keep your heads up. Ignore the noise. Ignore the haters. And at the end of the season, I'm going to write an essay about my team. I think they did. This is a good year. They made us believe. They gave us opportunities. They gave us moments. They gave us moments, man. Just think about all the moments. Beating Liverpool at home. That we've not... I know we beat them during the pandemic, but there's no one there. What else? All the last minute victories, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, moments upon moments. These people made us laugh, they made us cry. It's a good season, man. It's unfortunate that we're coming away with nothing but perspective, guys. Have perspectives. They call me Malcolm J for a reason. I love that name now. But yeah, guys, don't worry about those haters. block it out. Next season we go again, improve, get new players, and you never know what can happen. So yeah, go Gunners.